Today I want to talk about how we deliver applications and operating systems into our estates, because this form of provisioning is something that I think personally is radically in need of an overhaul. What are the things we need to be considering when we're trying to modernise how we do this kind of delivery? What we need to discuss first is infrastructure as code. There's one line of code to deploy, as is being shown here. It can be used for as many machines as you require. You can deploy thousands of devices per hour. Well, underpinning all of this is our application delivery framework, which ensures that all of our apps are delivered dynamically to the user, independently of the device and OS, as is being shown in this here. And if you want to see what the base architecture for this framework looks like, feel free to pause the video on this image here and have a look. So how do we get application updates out? Well, technically you mostly don't. You just redeploy with the newest versions. But if you do need to update, you can easily do it. Here's a user on a desktop with a slightly downstream version of Teams, 5002164. Now let's flip to an admin session. Our admin will run one line of code to download the latest Teams version and wrap it up into our internal repository for deployment. Because it's so simple, it is also dead easy to automate. Once this is done, all that actually needs to happen is the update is triggered. We've done it at Teams restart, so if the user quits Teams, the update then actually starts in the background, and you should see that when they launch Teams again, that the latest version is applied. And you'll see it there in the version number. You've got the latest version. That's a dynamic update with no interference or intrusion, dead easy. Next question, how easy is it to give a new application to a user who requests it? Well, here's a user with a very basic set of apps with Office, Browser, Acrobat Reader, things like that. All we need to do is flip across to an admin session and literally add the user to a group for a new app. This app is called Critter. If we then flip back to the user's session and have a look at the start menu, you should see as soon as it refreshes, the new app appears straight away on the user's start menu. It is that easy. Our next question is, that's just one application. Can we do lots of applications and deliver them to the user just as fast? Well, the answer is yes. Here's this user. We've deployed his one app to him through the group membership, that app called Critter, which you can still see on the start menu. Now let's add him to a group that says a big bunch of apps. So add him into that. Wait for the refresh to happen, watch the start menu, and you should see not just one app, but quite a few apps, all dropping down straight onto the user's start menu, ready for them to use. There's no installation required. If we show you here, we'll run one of these apps that's just been delivered down there, and it's ready to go. There's nothing to wait for, it's all done. Next, how do we do smooth roaming, and how do we do dynamic removal of these apps as well? Here's a user with some basic customizations. They've added some pinned items, they've moved the desktop icons around inside Word, they've changed the colour scheme, added some quick access icons. As you can see there, they're on Windows 10. Let's sign them out. Let's go and log into a Server 2022 RDSH instance. Once he's logged in, you should find, hopefully, that all of his icons on the desktop look the same, his pinned items are the same, and all the applications he's got available are the same. And we show you it's not Windows 10 anymore, it is Server 2022. How do we remove the entitlements to those apps? It's dead easy. You just take them out of those same groups that we added them into earlier on, flip back, you'll see them disappear straight off the start menu just as easily. Just in case you were wondering, what about the Office customizations? Let's show you that they've roamed. The colour scheme should still be there, the changes that have been made, and his quick access icons are there as well. And this isn't just located between Windows 10 and Server 2022. Here's what it looks like on Server 2019 as well. All of those customizations are also there. Next, can we do unique user personas from this single image? Well, yes, we can. First of all, here is a development user. He has a set of development applications, some development pinned items, and you can see in the top right there the name of the machine he's attached to. Now let's switch to a completely different user. This is a finance user who has finance apps, finance pinned items. He's running from the same machine, and all of this is assigned absolutely dynamically to the user. Again, here's another different persona, a marketing persona, same machine, different set of apps, different set of pinned items delivered to the user, and finally here's a support one, set of support tools on the same machine, different pinned items, and here's a user with every single app that's available. That's how easy it is to deliver all these different personas from one single image. How do we secure apps and OS components when we're using a single image? How do we ensure users don't have access to things they shouldn't? Well, here's a finance user who has an app called Minerva, which may be sensitive. They can find it just by searching on the start menu. But here's the marketing user on the same device, and they can't see it when they're searching on the start menu. All they get are web search results. Similarly, we can do this for OS components. Here's the support user searching for remote desktop connection, which he can find. He can also search by using the executable name mstsc.exe and then run it. But the dev user, he can't find remote desktop connection or mstsc.exe. It's completely unavailable, even though he is using the same device. Now, if you want to give him access, it's just as easy as before. You just add the user to the AD or AAD group alongside the support user. You then repeat the search, and now he can find it easily, and he can actually go right ahead and run it. And that is how easy it is to secure apps and operating system components using this framework. So how can we deliver legacy apps using this framework? A legacy app is something that literally can't install on the operating systems we're using, as shown in this screenshot. You can either deal with these by siloing, which is tricky, or by using containerization. Our containerization is simply driven by AD group membership again, so you simply add a user to the required group, and now on their start menu they have a containerized app. We're using CloudHouse here, but there are lots of them out there, and now you can say that this incompatible app can now run the latest OS version absolutely fine, and it can interact with the entire system. One final question: can your users get applications themselves from a self-service portal? The answer is yes, they can. We're using Chocolatey GUI as the example here, which is not the slickest or the nicest to look at, but it certainly does what it says in the tin. User opens it up from the start menu, browses the list of available applications, clicks on the one that they want, chooses install. It runs through the install procedure for the user. Once it's finished, close down the portal, go back to your start menu, and you should see your new app is installed there, and it is ready for the user to run it as they wish. So what did we actually use to put this together? There are many different technologies you can use to build solutions like this. This is just an example. If you're interested, I used Chocolatey for Business, Packer, AppVentix, FSLogix, a little bit of Intune, a little bit of CloudHouse. If you found this interesting, I'm going to be shortly doing some presentations and articles that go a bit deeper into this, so please stay tuned.